To an outsider, North Korea can be puzzling. There are 10-lane highways, but you don't see many cars. They are proud to claim a high literacy rate, but there's not enough books to go around. And, surrounded by fields of corn, there's a nursery school, but 4-year-old Cho is so malnourished he is too weak to stand up. It's a cruel irony to be hungry in the middle of what they call the cereal bowl of North Korea. But most of the population here live in cities, and 4/5 of the country is mountainous and barren. Every kernel of corn and grain of rice grown here is counted on to feed the entire country. Last winter was particularly cold, and the earlier crop of potatoes and barley was poor, so rations have been cut to a few small potatoes a day per person, almost 1/3 of what they were. To make matters worse, recent heavy rains and typhoons have been wreaking havoc, destroying roads and bridges. 64-year-old Zogan has just retired, but now must rebuild his home. He told me that he and his family barely escaped alive when the roof collapsed during a recent storm, and he now sleeps under plastic sheeting draped over some rescued furniture. This field of rice is almost entirely rotted from the rain. Local officials are alarmed. They say in Cheongdong province, almost 60% of the rice crop has been lost. The flooding and cold winter is hitting the most vulnerable the hardest. The number of malnourished children being admitted to the Haeju Pediatric Hospital has increased by 50%. Polluted water has brought on diarrhea and skin disease. But even in the best of times, North Korea struggles to feed itself. These boys at Haeju's orphanage are old enough to be in high school, but they look much younger. It's the knock-on effect of chronic hunger.
There is a very high rate of children and also adults who are actually much shorter than you would expect them to be. And why does this happen? Because it's a long story of suffering.
These 7-year-olds are staying indoors today. They are too weak to play outside. They will receive an extra meal, but it's not enough. The World Food Program supplies soy to the school, but it's running out.
The World Food Program is here in order to do fact-finding missions, in order to be able to reliably tell the international community that their help is, first of all, needed, and second, that it reaches the children that it's meant for.
This factory usually produces fortified biscuits for children. WFP supplies the wheat, oil, sugar, vitamins, minerals, and spare parts, but it had to stop production when the wheat ran out. Food is on the way, but it's in a race against time. This ship is carrying more than 11,000 metric tons of wheat from WFP. Some will go to the biscuit factory, so every grain must count. What North Korea can't produce, it must import. And with rising food prices and limited trading partners, it's increasingly dependent on the international community to fill the gap. For Cho and his friends, it makes no difference where the food comes from. What does matter is that the next generation won't be lost to hunger. I'm Jonathan Dumont.